Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Todd here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Today is April the 2nd and it's another cold one here in Michigan, so today's going to be another day in the shop. Still waiting to be able to get out there and get a ride in for the first time this year. Well, I thought what I would do today, a couple of weeks back I had purchased a Fender, a front fender extension for my Harley-Davidson Sport Glide, and I bought that through a company called Pyramid Plastics in the UK. They shipped it to me and it looks like a pretty easy install, so I thought today's as good a day as any. I've been waiting for the weather to warm up out here because there's adhesive involved in this, but I went ahead and heated the shop today. So we'll go ahead and we'll do an install on it. I'll probably take it inside, because I'm gonna take the fender off. That's what they recommend after reading the directions. They recommend you take the fender off. Well, I'll take it inside where it's heated, because they tell you to, clamp it up and leave it for 12 hours. So we'll follow the directions exactly the way they say to do it. And we'll see how big of a deal it is to get this thing on. So come on with me and let's get this thing installed. Okay, before we jump into the installation, let's take a look at the product. So I bought the fender extension through a company called Pyramid Plastics. They're out of the UK. And it comes just in a package like this. It's really just a mailing envelope. You can see it's padded on the inside. They've got their own plastic packaging that they stick it all in. There's the extension. It's made specifically for the bike that you purchase it for. So in my case, I have a 2021 Harley-Davidson Sport Glide. So, I found that year's model and ordered this specifically for that. At some point, somebody sent a Harley-Davidson Sport Glide front fender to them, and they made this part specifically to fit that bike. Now, I do know that they do other models and other manufacturers, so if you want to go check them out, you can probably Google them at, Pyramid Plastics in the UK, and you'll find them. All right, I spent, let's see what I did spend here. Of course, it's from the UK, so by the time the dust cleared on it, I was at $45.45 US to have it shipped right to my house. It seems a little bit pricey for a piece of plastic, but we'll see. So we'll go ahead and let me show you the bike and what I'm trying to do, because the reason that I want the extension is because I got caught in the rain several times last year, and this front fender on the Sport Glide doesn't come down very far, and it sure seems like it throws a lot of rain out the bottom of that front fender. But and I don't know how much this will help, but we'll try it and see. So let's take a look at the bike. Okay, here's the bike. Kind of show it to you from a distance. You can see how short that front fender is. Let's zoom in and take a little closer look. So there you go. So this is going to come in like this, come up underneath that, and it's molded to go just like that and give you an extension. And hopefully that's going to make a big difference to keep water and debris off of your oil cooler and everything else. So that's the hope anyways. So we'll go ahead and start by taking off this front fender. So for taking off the front fender, you've got basically two bolts right here on both sides. These are a 1/4 inch hex. So you should, let's do this one. Should be able to just take that off fast enough. Yep. pretty easy. All right, you get the idea. I'll cut here and come back with this off. Okay, here's the fender. Got that off. I'm actually glad I took it off. You know, I keep mine pretty clean, and this was washed before I put it away, but you know you got a lot of grime and stuff in here. And I've read some comments where people have said they bought it, stuck it on there, and it came off, you know, 4 months later or whatever, 4 weeks later. Well, I can see that. If you don't do it right, if you don't get all this stuff out of here, rough it up a little bit, you know, wipe it down with alcohol, do the whole 9 yards. If you don't do it right, it's not going to perform correctly. Now, one thing that I'll say is they send you some rivets. If you want to pop rivet that on there, they send you black rivets. I'm not drilling holes in this and riveting it. The adhesive should work. There's no reason that shouldn't work properly. And they say that, I mean, that's one of the options. You don't have to pop rivet it. So I'll show you the inside of this. I mean, take a look. You can see. So you want to make sure this gets all cleaned out good, that you prep everything correctly. You know, getting the product again, here's what you're doing, you know. You bring that together. Man, it makes a nice fit. It really does. Now, it's got this decal on it. You could hit that with a heat gun and it'll peel right off. I'm not going to worry about it. It's so small. It isn't worth my time to mess with it right now. But I might decide to take it off later on. Who knows? So, all right, that's the deal. Let me go ahead and prep this thing, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I mean, I've got a spray bottle of alcohol. They send you a little towelette thing that's pretty much the same deal, but I'm not going to rely on this alone. I've got some cleaning to do here, so I'm going to clean this up really good and get it all prepped up, and then I'll be back to you. Okay, let me show you what I've done. I've taken my alcohol and a shop towel, clean shop towel, and I've sprayed the inside of that and hit it really good 2 or 3 times with my shop towel and alcohol. Let that dry off. I've taken the part where you're going to be putting your stickers on here to adhere that. I took my part, piece of 400 grit sandpaper, and I've scuffed that up, 400 grit. And now I'll go ahead and spritz that down with my alcohol again and my shop towel, and I'll get that off of there. I'll do that a couple of times just to make sure I get all the grit off of there and that I prep that good. But I wanted that to be, it's pretty smooth when it comes to you. It can't hurt to rough that up just a smidge, as long as you get all the stuff off of it, right? With your alcohol, you'll have good adhesion for your stickers. All right, back in a minute. Okay, now, the directions give you a diagram. You've got this page of stickers, double-sided stickies, right? You can see there's different shapes. They give you the directions, and right here it gives you which shapes to put where. So all I got to do is follow this and take these stickies and get them stuck on there. So I'll be back in a minute when I've got that looking like this. Okay, there's the finished product. Again, I did it as close as I could get it. Trust me, it's not going to be perfect. In looking at what they're supplying you with, at least I'm not capable of getting it perfect, but I mean, seriously, man, that's got to be close enough, right? So now what I have to do is basically pop all of the top stickers, pull the covers off of these, then it's live, then get that stuck in there like that on the fender and get it stuck, and then we clamp it up. So, all right, drum roll, and I'll be back in a minute after I got it stuck up. That's what it looks like when you get it all stuck up. So, here we go. You gotta be real careful. Ooh, this is making me nervous as hang. Man, I don't know. She's on there now, whether you want it to be or not. Yeah. I didn't have any on the... So they give you a clamping pattern. Here's your clamping pattern where the red is here. So we're gonna go ahead and get some clamps on this thing and I'll be back. Okay, here's what I ended up with. I used a bunch of shop cloths to keep it so it's not getting scratched by my clamps. I clamped it up. I'm gonna grab this whole apparatus, bring it in the house, keep it in a heated environment overnight. We'll leave it go for 12 hours. I'll bring it back out here and we'll look at reassembling it and see how it turned out. All right, back tomorrow. Okay, we're back. It's been just about 24 hours. The directions say once you've applied the adhesive and you clamp it down, and again, here's their instructions, and right here it shows you exactly how to clamp that thing down. So I clamped it in all 3 places that it showed, and actually I got it in 4 places and let it clamp, let it set up all night long. I brought it into the house where it's a nice even temperature, room temperature, for almost 24 hours, as I said, so you know, I should be good to go. Here's how it looks on the bike. I have figured out, I think, why people are saying that it blows off. I'm not sure if you can see that, but here's where the end of it meets your fender, okay? There's a good 1/4 of an inch gap underneath this. To me, that's an engineering issue with the product, but I've got a solution, and this is my solution. I've got some Loctite PL 3X strong premium construction adhesive. This stuff is made for everything. I mean, wood, masonry, granite, steel, any surface, any material, exterior grade, interior grade, you name it, it works. So what I'm gonna do is cut this thing off at the end, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fill that entire pocket that's open there, the top, I'm gonna fill that with this construction adhesive and let that set up. That's my approach to it. And by the way, it'll just give it an additional adhesive all in there and fill that right up. Maybe it's overkill, but heck, I got $45 into the part. This tube of construction adhesive is about $6.50. It's cheap insurance. Okay, before I go ahead and fill this, I just want to make sure that I get you as good a shot as I can of how much gap is underneath that I'm talking about. So, you know, if you look at that, there's a lot of space under there. It's more, excuse me, it's way more than 1/4 of an inch. We're back. It's been actually a couple of days and got it all glued up. Come on, let me show you the inside of this thing and you'll see how good it looks. Okay, you'll remember that great big gap that was under there. There's the construction adhesive. I let that stuff set up good for a couple of days. It's rock solid, and that is completely sealed off now. Water's not going to go under there. Not only that, with that construction adhesive really grabbing onto the extender, I don't have to worry about it letting go there either. So I really feel like you know, it's where we need it to be. I talked a little bit about the finish. Let's just kind of look at, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but it really it fits nice. It fits very nice. All right, we'll get this thing put on the bike and I'll let you have a look at the final product. And here it is installed. You can see how much it adds to it. Let's try to pick up that edge finish again. Man, it's really good. And remember how I told you it was maybe a 16th out on one side? I don't even think it's that. It's probably more like a 32nd on one side. Not enough to say so, that's for sure. You turn that thing back. Let me just put this back with it. I don't want to, I'll be back. And here we are again. Just kind of looking at where that thing falls, how much it picks up. It definitely adds to getting all your debris thrown down. Will it get it completely under the bike? Yeah, probably not, but man, it's a heck of a lot better, that's for sure. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate you tagging along. I hope you found this information helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you've done anything for a Fender extender on your bike. And if you have, which one have you done and are you happy with it? Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'll have some more mods coming this spring on the bike. But until then, I appreciate you tagging along and we'll see you on the next one.